Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to this, your Taurus August 2024 reading and forecast. Hi, I'm Nigel St. James Clairvoyant. Well, we have a great deck this month. It's centered around creatures known as the Fae, spelt F-E-Y in English. And they are creatures that have a long history, incidentally, in Islamic tradition, carried over from earlier Persian theology, and it even found its way into early Christian theology as well, where they were particular, and there's some sense that it's part of Vedic tradition as well. The devas, the beings of light, they are said to appear either as wisps of flame or as light, and they do good. They facilitate the creation of good things by the exercise of the human mind on the planet. Now, I'm open-minded to the Fae. Now, certainly children have a close affinity with them. Children have an affinity with a broader reality, I think, when they are very young, before they become socialized and propagandized. And they say that they can see Fae and are aware of the influences of the Fae to it. Of course, you might know that over the course of the last month, I've done a number of one-on-one clairvoyant readings for people from different parts of the world over FaceTime and Skype. And if you would be interested to see what's involved in that, just check out the information that's in the description below. Now, I charge for clairvoyant readings. I have to. I've got to pay for the phone bills and things. However, what I do not charge for, and which is provided for free and with no obligation at all, you won't be sold anything, nothing will be recommended to you, is the spiritual gift of healing. Now, you may just be at your wit's end. There could be some emotional distress, physical distress. If it calls to you, take advantage of it, as so many other people have done. Now, is there anything special about me to have this spiritual gift of healing? No. Why me? I have no idea. It comes through me and not from me, as you would understand. All I know is that it works, and I can't explain it. Well, I have an explanation, I suppose, but I won't go into that. Now, there's no religion involved in that. There's no talk of saviors or prophets or anything like that. There's some spirituality, obviously, but there's no religion. So if that speaks to you, then I encourage you, just reach out to me in the way that's set out in the description, and I'm more than happy to provide it. And as I say, it's without charge, it's for free. It's my sole duty to do it. Now, let's take 5 cards, shall we, and see what's in store for you, because these paintings on this set of cards, they, for some reason for me, really do reflect the cosmic energy that's flowing around. There's the 2 of fire for you. Here is the 6 of water. This is the 9 of water. What's done here? Shall we have a look? There is the 3 of fire. And finally, this is the 3 of water. God, what a fantastic set of cards. Anyway, I'll bring the camera around. Why don't you come and sit down here next to me so that you and I can both have a good close look at the beautiful color and imagery on these paintings together while I do the reading for you. Now, what is happening here? Let me just pick it up. Gee, you are going to be unstoppable during this month. Great thoughts, an enormous amount of emotional bliss, security, friendship, and a lot of sexuality and indulgence in sexual pleasure. I have to say, why don't we start with this 2 of fire? What can this tell me about what's going on here? Now, let's have a look. Well, the things that strike me about this, it's all about mermaids and fairies and everything, isn't it? There's some nice crows. I like crows. This is interesting, these 2 things of energy coming up here. This is that one of the Fae, the spirits, and is at a sort of a junction or a boundary between the world of the Fae and the material world, which is demonstrated by this city here. And it seems to me that this thing here can get into that and into that state or place at any time they want. Now, what might also be influencing this energy? Well, I think it's that there is here Mars ruling the first decan of Aries, which is the 21st of March to the 30th of March. Look, this is fantastic for you because Mars is in its own sign. Mars rules Aries, as you probably know. It also rules Scorpio, incidentally. But here it's the masculine, fiery energy of Mars that's pushing things forward for you. And Aries, of course, is about control, about ruling things. And it's also about exploration, pioneering. But there's two here. That is about balance. So you might have the energy, I think, to move in new directions if you want, which is the Aries aspect, from a place of balance and harmony, which is the 2, and with the confidence and the aggression of Mars, because this is a warlike energy here. I also see you really dominating or getting control of a situation, maybe even dominating or controlling somebody else. Definitely, you are not going to be satisfied with what you have. You want more, and you'll be focusing your intent. Now, this planet of Mars, which is also aided, I think, by these colors that are here, Mars is the bringer of dynamic, active powers, and it's in its own sign of Aries, that pioneer that is constantly seeking new ways and methods of moving forward. And I think that you are going to have a drive forward in new directions. Now, this fire here is represented, I suppose, by these things coming up there. They indicate the renewal which accompanies destruction sometimes. Now, it's about control here. Or maybe a better word might be command, in the sense of having a command of yourself as well. Now, I think what happens here is that this situation is saying that you need to collect your energies together and to concentrate and focus them. And that will be aided by your courage, which you'll have now, and that's going to take you successfully on new paths. Now, whatever changes may occur along the way, you are not going to be thrown off balance. This is a time, I think, where with this presence of Mars, where you are going to be overcome with a fierceness, a courage, almost a devil-may-care attitude. You're not going to give any time to what other people may think about what you are doing or not doing here. Now, I do think that you're going to be generous. You might be quite proud, I think. And it's possible here, and I make no moral judgment on it, that there could be within you a certain amount, a desire for revenge. In any event, your will is starting to push against the fence posts that you had previously established. And you're going to push through those fences come hell or high water. Do you know, I think you'll be using your willpower to break through stagnant, useless, outgrown situations and get rid of long-standing blocks. This is really a time to act. That action might well be coming through here. But act on instinct at what you believe to be right. You don't need to overthink it. You will have also, I think, dynamic leadership ability here. They're building up. But also pay attention to centering yourself. Because if you are in contact with your own center, you are always certain to master any situation which comes up, and trust your energy, and do not go for any false compromises. Say this to yourself: I now find the strength I need in my own center. It drives me forward to success and victory. Now we may as well then go with the next card in the suit, and in line is one of these fairy type creatures. This is really opening up. It's as if it's sort of standing on the edge of a cliff, determining what is the best thing to do, which is the best way to go. But I like the fact that these wings are open. And again, here's this energy, 3 of them coming up here. Well, this is the sun this time, also in Aries. It's the 31st of March to the 9th of April. There's a lot of self-confidence with you. And again, you won't be accepting compromises that you are unhappy with. Your ideas are starting to take form. This is a confirmation that you are on the right path. May well be some business expansion here. This is very good for people who are in sales or dealing with members of the public. Someone may be thinking about whether or not they want to turn a hobby into a side hustle in a way here. You really are in the process of opening up here. It's almost as if there is an inner awakening. And I'm just looking at these things again here. These, I think, represent that your body, mind, and spirit are in harmony. And so this creates within you a state of honesty and integrity which isn't going to permit any lazy compromises. This is coming through again and again. What's going on here? I think you'll understand your own power and you're going to let it have free play. But you're not going to give it over to anybody else. But your center must remain untouched. This internal stillness is very important, I think, for you at the present time, because it is going to allow a new sense of self-confidence to come into being. And it's going to guard you. It's going to repel an overload of unnecessary problems and dramas. And you'll find that the wisdom which is within you, it's strong enough to repel any anxieties or doubts, which are just mind things. They're empty shirts. And any brooding, worrying considerations that you have as a result of that mind of yours turning over, look, it just doesn't stand a chance for you at the moment, because you are filled with life energy and a sense of vitality, which I'm getting from this orange color. Now, the other good aspect of this card, of course, again to do with the astrology, is that we know it's in Aries, but it's a sun in Aries. Well, the sun is exalted in Aries. Aries enjoys a challenge, as you know. And really, when the sun is sitting exalted in Aries, it's happiest when things are moving forward. So for you, when your life is moving forward, so get on with things now. Now, I think that you now, I was looking at that 2 there, you now with this 3 have, which the 2 of Wands needs to be applied in order for the best results to come about. You now have the direction to apply and where to apply these great ideas and thoughts that you've come up with here. And I think that this is also here with her openness like this. This is saying that you should understand your own goodness and trust yourself to make the right decisions in your life and not to be held back by fear. Make the decision. Even if the decision is wrong, it doesn't matter, because you can just make another decision to fix it. Now, it's a time to act, but act from a place of integrity and love and clarity. And if you have those, now is definitely the time to do it. So center yourself to overcome and ask yourself, are there really any reasons for self-doubt? And do you now still doubt your goodness? Say this to yourself: I have the power and the virtue to look at myself as I am, with happiness and confidence in who I am, and to know that I deserve success and victory. Now, there's the fire. Didn't we have a lot of water everywhere, didn't we? Yes, we have it everywhere. Here is a picture of some mermaids, I suppose. Yeah, mermaids working together in common with some goal, presumably something which you're all happy with. Now, this is Mercury in the second decan of Cancer, which is the 2nd of July to the 11th of July. Look, for me, Cancer is like a lady's womb. It allows the egg to be seeded and to then grow. Cancer's the most maternal of the sign, of the signs, as you would get. And, well, I guess Cancer people are pretty thoughtful generally here. Now, Mercury is about will and communications. And sitting in Cancer, which is about nurturing, so you'll be able to say, to tell, to express your feelings fully with people in a way that is going to enrich your life. There's an overflowing exchange of love here, really rare, valuable feelings and understandings that you'll be able to get across to other people. This is there is love here, pouring with overflowing joy. The love here is of the highest order, and really, I guess it's available only to be shared with a small circle of people. Now, these three mermaids may well stand for three important people in your life with whom you can exchange these precious and exquisite feelings within you with great intimacy. No point in having love if you don't tell people that you have love for them. And always understand this: love is so important. If you don't value love, you don't value life. And if you don't value life, well, you're already dead. Now, I do think that you have something really valuable to share. So be open to the people that you might share these exquisite feelings with. These other people are a gift. You don't need to go and search them out. They turn up. Now, what I'm also getting here is that, with all this water around and activity, I'm getting the sense of birth of an idea, the birth or the creation of a goal. You might have the birth of a child or of a pregnancy. Life is going to be feeling good for you. And as I say, this is a great time to tell others that you love them. It's also a good time to boost the morale of other people. Even if you don't love them, make people feel good about themselves. It comes back to you. Now, are there anyone or any people that you haven't yet said that you love them? Give what you want now, full awareness of your boundless riches within yourself. And say to yourself, because it is so true now, that today life gives me everything I need to be happy. Now, let's talk about sex, baby. Let's talk about you and me. Let's have a look at this. That's what I'm getting from here, getting sexuality bursting up from here, notwithstanding the really quite non-sexual scene that's going on here, which looks like a couple of mermaids. And isn't this lovely? It's one of those nights where there is a mother and a little child on a swing, swinging backwards and forwards, lanterns rising up into the sky, just a little kid and its mum. Doesn't get better than that, does it? Well, this is the sun in the Second decan of Scorpio, I would definitely say. And that's the 3rd to the 12th of November, as you would probably already know. The Sun in Scorpio. What's interesting about that is this number 6 here, numerologically. I have a mystical association with the Sun and the number 6 as well. I also have an association with Christ consciousness, Vishnu consciousness, Krishna consciousness, and the 10 gurus of Sikhism. Nevertheless, what this is saying to me is that, well, first of all, there's a double dose of the Sun here. Yeah, really a lot of Sun into the water sign. And what the fixed sign of water, Scorpio, and Scorpios have something of a reputation, don't they? Well, the double Sun reveals what Scorpio wants to hide. And here I see lust, enjoyment, pleasure in sexual relationships, and a rich exchange of sexual and emotional energy. There's also an emotional renewal here. There's a lot of excitement. Good family support, indulgence is what's coming here. This is an overflowing of emotions that are pouring into this pond that's here. And it's an invitation, I think, for you to give yourself up to the richness of your own emotionality. You could experience this as a jump into water, as the tingling anticipation of diving deeply, of going underneath the water in this pond, of letting go. But you come to the surface and you are refreshed. Well, I guess this is the process of death and rebirth, and the result of taking the risk is emotional purification and renewal here. Now, definitely the energetic influence here is that of sexuality, but not in an uncontrolled way. And if you're not with someone, you can still experience your sexuality. There's nothing wrong with that. But there is a pleasure here that is probably being experienced after what may well have been some hardship. I think you're also going through a process of healing at the moment, as well as changes within yourself. The emphasis is definitely on a relationship, or on the desire to have a relationship that's going to improve both of the people. That is where the whole is greater than the sum of the parts. But just enjoy now all of which life gives you. Life is a drop. It's a moment. The moment before is dead. It's gone. So live and do what you are here to do, which is to live the life in the body with good intentions and without coercion, and obviously without any way in which you're going to break the law. But I want to ask you this, though. Are you holding on to old beliefs which prevent your enjoyment of pleasure? But enjoy your own emotional wealth and share it with someone. And say to yourself, I am now open for someone with whom I can share the joys of love on all levels. Well, it seems to me that it just keeps getting better and better, because here we have finally, is it finally? We did those two, yep. Here is a 9 of water. 9 is the sacred number, of course. Did you know that if you multiply any number by the number 9 and then break down the result, it will always return to 9? For example, 9 threes are 27, 2 and 7 are 9, 9 nines are 81, 8 and 1 are 9, 9 12s are 108, 1, don't count 0, 8 is 9. And you can do that for trillions and trillions. It will always come back to 9. Because this is the Lord of material happiness. And it is why you are here. And it is the blessing that has been given to you. And this is Jupiter. Jupiter ruling the second decan of Pisces, the 1st and the 9th of March. Well, from my point of view, Jupiter, which is the great benefic in astrology of the zodiac, Jupiter is the ruler of Pisces. I don't for one moment consider that Neptune is a ruler of Pisces at all. But nevertheless, Jupiter's philosophical approach here, I think, it really sits well with that spirituality, that kind of outer worldy calmness that you often find within Pisces. And Jupiter, of course, is there bringing you luck, happiness, and good fortune. The other thing is that Jupiter's softer concerns, such as care, compassion, and the spiritual life, they're beautifully played out through that sensitive sign of Pisces. Here, there is an enormous capacity to love, although, as you have no doubt found out yourself, this gift is often hard won, isn't it, through a lot of false starts in the past. But in a nutshell, this is speaking of abundance, of reward for your efforts. It's a very bright future here. It's almost as if your wishes are being granted, because there is bliss about you, an overflowing love, deep joy and blessings. Now, that painting of this mermaid thing with the fruit that's there coming from the land and the balance that's there, everything's harmonized and balanced, and these plants are pulling out seeds. Everything's filled and overflowing. The influence of Jupiter here, though, in Pisces, it's more than just a sense of, oh yeah, I don't mind this personal thing. It's a great sense of blessedness arising from total joy. And the quality of this joy is deeply rooted. It is not the result of some instantaneous or superficial or casual pleasure. Rather, it speaks of a bliss which really does get its energy, its quality, from the deepest reaches of a soul at peace. Now, this moment is filled with harmony and inner joy, so open yourself up to it. Don't miss out. Where do you seek and where do you find true happiness? Live that drop moment of life. Breathe, feel, be there and wonder. And if you're alone, enjoy being alone. I mean, you're good company. If you are together with other people, enjoy their presence. And if you've got some sort of a job or a task to do, just get on with it and do it in silent devotion. Because this is really saying here that this is a time when you should be saying with clear conviction to yourself that happiness is my natural condition. Well, you did a great job. It seems that whenever I do a reading for you like this, that I always get so much out of it myself. So I hope that you certainly did. I find out more about myself, and inexplicably, somehow or other, it seems to me that I find out more about what is going on in the broader realm, in the cosmic realm. I enjoyed doing that, and I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did giving it to you. Now, unless I see you privately for a clairvoyant reading, or for healing, then I'll see you again here next month. And until then, remember one thing, and it is this, that you are a legend. And I look forward to seeing you again next month. And until then, it's bye for now.